I need to assemble a mini mic. Hello, it's Skeiny Legend Podcast coming at you with a cast. I'm at the cottage and figured I would film down by the lake, but it's kind of uncomfortable and the lighting is kind of weird and there's wind, but whatever. I am Anna, I am Skeiny Legend. This is my podcast, and if you're a true fan and have watched all the episodes, you would know that being at the cottage means it's the 1 year Skeiny Legend podcast anniversary. And also, as of filming this, I think I have 100 subscribers. Now, don't go look right now, because normally when I post videos, people unsubscribe. But as of filming right now, I have 100. So I am thinking I will do a giveaway. And I'll do the classic thing that everyone does and say that I'll share the details at the end. So skip to the end if you want, or just watch the podcast and then you'll know. But I feel like no one wants life updates at the beginning either, so maybe I'll shove any personal details from me also at the end. I hear a fucking mosquito and a boat. Maybe this is a terrible idea, but we're doing it anyway. So, we will start with finished objects, of which I'm wearing one. This is, I guess if I lean forward then I'm better in the shade, but also this is my Tulsa Tea fingering weight edition. Now, I don't think I had finished this the last podcast that I talked about. But now I'm not sure. I'm gonna check. Okay, I'm a dumbass. I had finished this, so watch my last podcast episode for details. However, I will be redoing it because the neckline is just way too big. Rebecca, I don't know how big your neck is, but there's no way it's this big. So I might be doing a bonus episode. God, I'm so uncomfortable, this is so stupid. I might be doing a bonus episode where I fix some knits that are done, but I hate them. Not that I hate them, but the neckline on this is just irresponsible. Also, I don't know if you noticed my little turnaround. Where's it on here? Oh, I found a stitch that I dropped. There's a stitch marker on it now. So, I also have to finish that. But never mind. I guess this was a what I'm wearing segment. And I'm wearing my Tulsa tee with this ginormous neckline that is not the moment. But we'll go into the one other garment I finished, and then literally the rest of this is socks. Pretty much. So if you don't like socks, I don't know why you watch these, because that's literally all I do. But I did finish my Yoko top, which actually is kind of hard to show on camera, right? It's a wrap top. Okay, I'll thread it for you so you see what I'm talking about. But I did finish this bitch, and it kind of sucked the whole time. As you know, the pattern sucks. It's all over rib and cotton with very confusing increase instructions, and the whole thing is knit in 2 halves, so you can never try it on, and it's seamed in the back. Now, Knitting for Olive said to do a 3-needle bind, not a 3-needle bind off, to Kitchener stitch the back. But I did a 3-needle bind off because I don't understand why you'd Kitchener stitch rib. It won't look good because it'll always be off. You know, like ribbing with Kitchener stitch doesn't line up properly. So it would have looked like a seam in the back anyway. And I'm like, what's the matter? I don't know. I just did a 3-needle bind off, like decently loosely, so there's enough stretch. But I actually do really like the finished top. Okay, I'm now getting like cottage shit all over it. I like the finished top. It's cute. It looks good on the boobies. It'd be nice for a date night. Should get my boyfriend to take me out more often, but now we're at the cottage, so there's no like dates to go on here. But okay, I'm gonna give up. And can you hear people yelling? I don't know. But August was fucking cold in Montreal. It was like record-settingly cold. I wore like jeans and like sweaters sometimes, so I never got a chance to wear this. So I might have to try and wear it this September, because supposedly it's supposed to be hot this September, and it would be nice to actually wear this after I've worked on and off for like a year on it, which is embarrassing. But like, look at all the I-cord in it. Like, that is actually some unhinged behavior. So there's my like one finished garment thing, the Yoko top by Knitting for Olive. Next we can go into some socks that I finished. Primarily I finished these two. These are my Mount Royal socks from my own design by Skeiny Legend. These are from my my Montreal sock collection. I've rambled about them for a good long while in other podcasts. I don't actually plan on really knitting up the pattern or writing up the pattern for these, because I can't imagine there's really a market for Montreal-based sock designs. But if there is and you want it, let me know and I'll do it, I guess. These were done in the most unhinged way, as you'll know if you have watched. But basically, I knit them like a regular sock, and then for this whole section here, I did flat intarsia and like sewed up the hole, which annoyingly on these socks is like right in the front, so you can kind of see it when I wear them, but whatever. Sewed up the hole and then continued like a regular sock. And then on the bottom we have the cute little City of Montreal logo. And then this is the daytime one, obviously, and this is the nighttime one. So they're a cute little pair. And I think that's really all I have to say about that. What else can I say? Okay. Really, this one was done before, so no one cares about this one. It can go away. The daytime one was new. So this blue is some vintage sock yarn that I found that I dyed blue with food coloring, and I have a video on that. Plug if you want to watch that video. And then this green like variegated color is Australian wool that I got in Australia, which is sweet. And then like little scraps and stuff. But yeah, I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I should have done a contrast heel, because maybe it would have looked more like the mountain if I left the heel in the mountain color. But what's done is done, and so that's a pair, cute, ready for my feet. And then I have one other Montreal sock that I just finished, which is this one, my construction cone sock. Once again, more like niche Montreal lore, but this probably applies to other cities too. But like Montreal is well known for, sorry, I'm just looking at this. I did block it. I think Haven't really stared at this so close since I blocked it. But maybe you can see on there the like silvery gray color looks like it has some bleeding on it. And it kind of looks like it's from the green, not from the orange, which I would have expected. But it's probably from the orange. What did they say? Oh yeah, niche Montreal lore. So Montreal has like, well known for like having construction literally all the time. And they're always blocked with like a ridiculous amount of these cones. Supposedly all construction in Montreal is like run by the mafia. Like, and they're very well known for being super corrupt and all this stuff. And I guess they also own these cone companies and they charge per cone for rentals. You know, no one like owns cones, you just like rent them from the cone factory. Like construction sites don't own cones. And supposedly like they charge per cone, and that's why they use such a ridiculous amount of cones everywhere, because they're charging per cone. There's a little fun fact for you there. So I have done an all over cone sock. This is once again with the yarn that I dyed in the videos, the orange. I'm slightly concerned about it now that I'm looking. I do feel like it bled, but the color doesn't really make sense. It's like a green that's on here, so you would think it's the green that fucking bled on here. I don't know, whatever. You can't really tell from far away, so I guess I don't care. And then this silver color is an Australian wool, and then this green is like some random green sock yarn I found in like a department, like a Montreal department store, and I bought it. I think it was from there. Anyway, cute, you know, charted colorwork design, fish lips kiss heel. Ooh, I have not trimmed the ends yet. I was going to show you the floats. I'm not going to show you the floats because I haven't trimmed the ends yet. Oops, I forgot. But here's another Montreal sock done. I think it'll be cute to wear. And then I have one other sock planned, which is a Roubaré sock, which means road closed. And that's on signs all the time too, and I think that would be a nice mate for this one. I have like one other idea for a sock, but then it's like I would need to come up with a second other idea to have a pair. So I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not I will be doing that, and I forgot about my mini mic this whole time. So, I felt like I had tons of stuff to talk about, but like we're racing through. Next we have a hoe. I believe my friend Sierra made that up. They say they didn't, but I'm gonna believe that they did. Check out their podcast, Holy Knitter, plug. But I have a hoe, aka a one finished sock, of which I am going to knit a matching sock. So this will be the like transition from finished objects into whips. So the world's longest sock. This is the longest sock I've ever knit. What is it called? I hope it's intersections. Oh my god. I'm gonna check. Okay, I'm glad I checked. It's called Turning Point, and it's from 52 Weeks of Socks. And it's an outrageously long sock. With this gorgeous like cable detail. These are knit cuff down, and they're basically just charted the whole way. There's a heel flap and gusset, just like a regular ass toe. I feel like I need to stop moving around. What if I went up one? Is that okay? No. The sun's moving and now I'm like heating up, but whatever, we're just gonna finish this. I feel like I was knitting a lot more 52 weeks of socks last year, and then I kind of dropped off. I guess I was like getting really into color work and doing that stuff, but I decided to pick it back up. I do like doing them because obviously I'm very like stuck in my own ways on how I do my socks. So for the 52 weeks of socks, I will follow them, what they say to do. So this one said to use double points, so I used double points. I haven't used double points in ages. And, you know, it tells me to do the heel flap and gusset. I do a heel flap and gusset. Tells me to do 22 rows. Okay, it's 22 rows, sorry. 22 rows of twisted rib for the cuff, and I did the 22 rows of twisted rib for the cuff. Yeah, this is a long ass sock. I knit it in Drops Nord, which we know I hate because it's not really a sock yarn. Although I went on Wool Warehouse recently and they do classify Drops Nord as a sock yarn, which I think is wrong. But these do take more than I haven't weighed it actually, but I think I would need 3 balls of yarn to do this pair of socks, and it was the only thing I had 3 balls of yarn for. We'll do some sunglasses on vibe. Can you guys deal with that? I hope so. Sunglasses on, and we'll pop the pony a little. Cute. And so I use the Nord, and I'll just have to be extra careful about these and like wash them in a garment bag, and for sure on cold. So that's just how it's gonna have to be. I feel like I had something else to say. Oh, these are just long as hell socks, which I think will be really nice for the winter. But and I have like huge calves, like giant meaty calves, and I will say that these are wide calf friendly. So maybe if you have really tiny calves, then they're not friendly to you. But for me, these fit nicely over my big fat ginormous calves, which is good because I was a bit worried about that. And I don't think that the design like stretches out like outrageously or anything, so I think that's good. I feel very Casey Neistat wearing my sunglasses in the video. Are you all big YouTube people? I scratch my nose because like there was a couple years where you couldn't be on YouTube without watching a Casey Neistat video, and he always wore sunglasses. I guess because then you can't tell you're staring yourself in the camera. So maybe it's nice that I'm wearing them and you can't tell that I'm just looking at myself the whole time. But so that kind of transitions into, I have started the second one, so I'll show you that. Here she is. I have an absolute hodgepodge of double points right now. 2 metal ones, which I don't like the metal ones at all, but it's what I had, and then a bamboo one, and then I have 2 of these Knit Picks ones, which is kind of cool. But I've just barely started this, so I've done the cuff and I've started the first color work cable chart. And yeah, I actually really love cables. I am a cable bitch, so I have been loving these socks. It's really gotten me back into 52 weeks of socks patterns. Oh my god, the cicadas. Okay, hopefully they don't go wild for too long. But yeah, I think I will. I'm planning a couple gift knit socks for Christmas this year, so maybe I'll do a couple more from there because I do like their little cabley sock patterns, and I have the whole book, so might as well. That's one work in progress. I have one other sock whip that I keep in this underwear bag. Cute. Period underwear bag. Fun, in case anyone wanted to know. And this I've started outrageously in advance for me, but sneak peek for the podcast, it is my 2024 Chinese New Year sock, which is the year of the dragon. So this, if I can get close enough, sorry, the camera's pretty far away from me today. There is the dragon. So I had this charted a while ago, but I wanted to finally get around to knitting the sample so I could write it up and get it out there actually in time for Chinese New Year this year, in case anyone wanted to knit it. Oh my god, the sun reflecting off of my head is outrageous. We are gonna have to relocate. I can't look at my shiny head. I just put my hand through a spider web. I moved. Didn't bring anything with me. So here, I'll do a second close-up shot of the sock. So this is gonna be another all over colorwork sock, obviously, knitting top down. This is basically the leg, and I'm just about to do the heel, and then you do a second repeat of this pattern for the foot. I'm like out of breath from moving a chair over to put my phone on, which is embarrassing. Oh, there's someone out there canoeing with their dog. Cute. Do you see their little dog? Love to see it. Anyway, what can I say about this? I'm knitting this in Skeiny yellow. Doesn't have a color name. 2015, don't know. And then this is a Yawal red. The Yawal is thinner than the Skeiny, which isn't my favorite, but like it was the nicest red I had, and I didn't want to go buy more yarn. I have an outrageous amount of yarn, like sock yarns, so there's just no need for me to go and buy some more. We'll use what's in stash. But that is my other sock whip, so that's exciting. Couple things on the horizon are, I still want to do candy cane socks. Realistically, I should do those before this. So I might pop this guy on hold and then do some candy corn socks for Halloween. You know, it's cute. I'd love to do a cow, but like I just don't think I have the reach to influence a cow, you know, like you need people to knit along with you. So I really want to do a Halloween sock cow, but whatever, I'll just do a Halloween sock knitting by myself. And then I also have a very cute pattern for some vagina socks, colorwork vagina socks, charted up, that I don't need. That one's like on the back burner because vaginas aren't seasonal, they are for all the time. So I'm in no rush necessarily to cast those on and figure them out. But they're very cute, I think. Got some like, imagine, oh my god, my finger just like popped. Like imagine little like color work like this, and then if I can make it work, it's quite windy now. Okay, imagine like color work like this, you know, and then if I can figure it out, I want to do little baubles on the top for a little clitty action, and maybe even some pearl. We'll see how, maybe there'll be mods, like you can go more subtle or you can go more like overtly vagina if you want. I feel like that's kind of a good idea. Yeah, so those are in the works. I have one last kind of whip, but also kind of not a whip. Which is this. Oh my god, it looks so sad and depressing when I hold it up. Anyways, this is Gang Frog, y'all. So this was the beginnings of a cloud bow. Yes, I know I'm like probably 2 years late on the cloud bow hype, okay? But like I've always wanted one. And I got this gorgeous skein of, I call it a mohair, but it's not a mohair, it's actually a Seri alpaca. From, I think Ghislaine, I don't know, yarns. I have a bug bite and it's so itchy. whatever, at Knit City, and my mind was to do either a ranunculus or a cloud bow with it. And I was like, okay, great. Like, I can get a whole cloud bow out of one skein. That's crazy. I'm gonna splurge on a really nice, like, hand-dyed mohair. Suri alpaca, whatever. Then it turns out I'm just stupid and can't read a pattern. Specifically pom-pom patterns like really mess with me, I guess. And the yarn requirements were like double what I thought it was, basically. Because the sample they show is striped, and they're like, in the pattern they say we're not going to give instructions for striping. So when it said, it gave yarn requirements for yarn A and yarn B, which was obviously for striping in hindsight. But at the time, I was like, they're not giving instructions for striping. So those must just be for two different kinds of yarn, like two different yarns, you know? Like one's a bit thicker than the other, so that's why they're slightly different, because they're quite similar yardage requirements for both. So like, oh, maybe one's a mohair and one's a Suri alpaca. No, it was both of them to stripe. So originally I was like, okay, I'll just do a short sleeve one, even though I wanted a long sleeve one. Then I was kind of like, no, I want a long sleeve one. I'm just gonna order some pink or purple mohair and like kind of stripe it in now, you know, into the peplum. Do some stripes and maybe some stripes on the arms, and it'll be cute. Then I tried it on, and I don't know how this happened, but like this, the front squares, which are like the first thing you do is you do the squares, and then you like pick up along the sides and knit a little bit, and then you like knit the sleeve. The front squares, which is the first thing you do, I knit like way too short. Like, look how short this is. It's like at my nipples. And like the peplum comes out of here. I'm like, I don't want the peplum starting here. Like, I want it where a peplum should be. So I think I'm just gonna frog this whole thing and start again and just stripe it like it shows in the pattern. But that means I have to frog fluffy Suri alpaca. Now, I have, as everyone I'm sure watching this have seen those like TikTok / reels. Sorry, I paused for crickets or cicadas. Where people put their mohair in the freezer and then it frogs no problem. So I will be trying that. I don't know when I'll do it, because thinking about frogging this right now makes me kind of sad. It is so cute though. Look at how, like, look at these colors, and it's so fluffy and nice. But like, I measured these squares and they were the right size, so like I don't know what I was doing to make it so wrong, but it's not right. Maybe I was like yanking it too much this way, but I wasn't. I held them up like this, because that's how it would be on your body, and then measured with a measuring tape. And now when I measure them, they're like 2 inches shorter than they should be. So I don't know what the deal is there, but it's not right when I put it on, and that's all that matters, I guess. So this is gonna be frogged, but it will be reborn as the same thing, just with some stripes, I think. But that is all the knitting I had to talk about. So life updates will, like, I think naturally flow into our giveaway vibe. I'm at the cottage for the month of September, which is very nice. I'm very fortunate and grateful to be here. I'm having a good time, like, foraging around. I found some lovely patches of chanterelle mushrooms. Maybe I have a photo. I need a little more rain for those to really be popping off, and it's been like hot and dry, not dry, humid, but like hot and sunny recently, so the mushrooms aren't doing too hot, but hopefully by the end of the month they will be. Okay, might be getting too hot and the cicadas might not shut up, which is not ideal, so I need to rush this along. I've also been having a really nice time foraging some sumac, which is native to here. It's very sour. I've made like a sumac lemonade out of it, and I'm planning to like dry it out. Oh, I forgot to put it out to dry. Whatever, dry it out and make the spice. It's the same spice that's like used a lot in Middle Eastern cuisine. But where this is coming to is, while I was looking for sumac, I found some, what are they called? Buckthorn? Let me check. Yeah, it's called buckthorn. So buckthorn berries, and those, I did a little research, are supposedly very good for dyeing. The actual berries, while they're like little black, like dark purple black berries, supposedly they dye things green, which we all know we're loving a good nasty green these days. And then I think the leaves and bark do a yellow. So I am planning on dyeing up some of that, and I am thinking that if that goes well, that will be the giveaway prize. Will be a skein, the first not owned by me skein of Skeiny Legend hand dye, naturally hand dyed yarn, and we'll see what other goodies I throw into that. Candles, stitch markers, whatever random crap that I make that I think you might also like. And if the dyeing goes horribly wrong, I'll figure something else out, I guess. But that is the giveaway plan. So I guess to enter, I don't know, do like giveaways have legal liabilities at all? I hope not. Like, I'm just doing whatever. So to enter, it'll be like and subscribe and leave me a comment. What should the comment be of? I guess just comment on what you were working on while watching this, or like what you're currently working on. That's fine. Okay, and then I guess we'll do a bonus entry on Instagram. Share either this podcast or any episode of the podcast. Either you like share the link, or like just a photo of whatever you're working on while watching to your Instagram story and tag me, and that'll be a bonus entry. I don't know, that seems chill, right? I don't want anything crazy complicated. Like, just comment if you want, you know. And then yeah, I will choose a winner and I guess announce it in my next like podcast episode, like properly podcast episode, just in case I end up doing any other like bonusy episodes. Won't be in there, it'll be in the podcast. And then we'll figure it out from there. I haven't dyed any of the yarn yet, so that has to happen first. So it might be a while, but you'll have won if you won, so that's cool. I never win anything, so it'd be nice if you won something, right? And there's only 100 of you, so the odds are good. The odds are really good, so just enter. Okay? And I guess that's it. I'm a stupid idiot, and that entire, you probably couldn't hear me talking for that entire giveaway section because I wasn't using my mini mic. And it's like boat traffic time right now. What the hell? Whatever, I'm just gonna say bye and I'll talk at you later. And sorry about the boat noise and how fidgety I was in this episode. And I love you very much, and goodbye.